Go.
This is Sue with Get Sold, and I think you know who my guest is.
Hello.
So, the one and only. Whew. Wow. It's been a bit. We did try to do a different format the other night because Soul 2K feels like sometimes it's hard with the lights, the lights and the camera and all that stuff. It's hard for him to focus. And then I forgot to hit record. So we were going to do basically you looking at the stars, and then he was gonna, give you his information. We're gonna do two formats, but for tonight, for now, we'll try maybe this format. But he can focus over there a little bit if he has to. So he wants to do, oh, we have to do our prayer of protection first.
Goodbye.
All right, so you do your prayer, and I'll do the prayer for all of us. We'll meet in the middle. So I want to bring in Creator Source, Divine White Light, going all the way down, all the way through our body, down through our feet, down to Mother Earth and her beautiful crystal body inside. Now we're going to bring the white light right back up, bright, beautiful, angelic, Creator Source white light, beautiful, peaceful, loving, all the way up to our crown chakra. Then we're going to expand around us in our electromagnetic field. And I'm going to ask Regina of the angel realm for the animals to come protect us here, out there. And thank you. Let's begin. So Soul 2K wants to do the bowl again. So I tried to add a few more questions, open-ended, so that whatever comes up, comes up. And so he's going to pick a question, and then we'll see what we can do with it. I know we did talk about speaking more about dragons, which we will do. Actually, that was the last video we did that I forgot to hit record. So it might lead to that again this time. Oops.
What do we need to do?
If. So the question revolves around the how do I say this word? We spoke about it a long time ago when we start to see changes in the earth with activity like fires and earthquakes and things like that. So what do we need to do to either prepare for Mother Earth's transition or ourselves? Any information around that question, anything is acceptable.
All right, so when this happens, the thing that we need to do is we need to kind of like train ourselves spiritually to get our soul ready for this to happen. Because when this happens, there will be the biggest solar flare that we've ever seen. So we need to train our soul for it.
Wow,
And it will be 5 times as powerful as one of our normal solar flares.
wow. So that's the event they keep talking about, I think. Wow. So in preparation, what do we need to be doing?
At our soul, we have to be kind of like, you don't have to be doing this, but this is one of the best ways, or this is the best way. It is to train by coming to some of the dragon old dragon gods, like some of the newest, and out in in the spirit realm, out there. And so when you go to these dragons, yay, the dragons can train you to get ready for this and help your soul in lots of ways, including to like be resistant into all that like energy and stuff.
The negative energy?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, the negative
okay.
energy, and to not just go, I'm leaving because this is too much. To not go like that.
Wow, that's powerful. Okay. So if we're asking for the dragon's help, what would we do? Just go into a quiet place, kind of go into a little meditation, or just ask for that help to be given? What do we do?
So usually like near when it's kind of like, well, this is usually when I would do it, or the best time to do it is when kind of the sun is going down, because this is when all the spirits, including the dragon gods, are usually done with their missions, because they're usually do their missions during the day. So when you do it, they're not already occupied.
Okay.
And then this happens, you can sit down and close your eyes and say the word in your mind. Spirit realm.
Okay.
And when this happens, you'll be teleported. Now there's two kinds of spirit realms, and one.
Can I throw something in there?
Yeah.
Do we have to ask for protection before we do that? Because the
Yes.
spirit realm encompasses everything. So we're going to ask, this is something that I've learned. So we're going to ask for protection when we go into the spirit realm, and we're going to go through our heart space, not the third eye, correct?
Yeah, but we would have to go into the public spirit realm.
Okay, so
So
not
ask for protection first.
Okay.
And so when you come in here, there's actually two, which you know about, but the one that we're gonna go to is Spirit Realm 1.
Okay.
So you'll be asked by a voice that's kind of like a whisper, and it would say what spirit realm, and you say Spirit Realm 1, and you'll be teleported to the main spirit realm.
Okay.
And when you go to this, you can go ask a angel. A lot of spots in the universe has a angel director, which is the person who like kind of shows you around and tells you where to go, and you tell them what to do.
Okay.
So you can go to one of these. Usually they're really nearby, and you can tell them to go to one of these to go to a dragon god, and they will lead you to one, and you can train there.
Is there like a head one that you ask for, or they'll pair you with who's the most appropriate?
Who's the most appropriate?
Okay. The other thing is, does breathing, I would assume before you go into your meditative state, you want to breathe in because you want to take in all of the Creator Source breath that you can. Would you say that's a fair statement? Or?
Yeah, it helps like hear the information better. Like when they whisper, it would be more clearly.
Okay. Beautiful. That was awesome. Okay, so there's some help so that we don't give up, because things are going to get a little more turbulent as we go along. And this is why we're training the way we are now, to first learn the shadow sides of ourselves and our world. Okay, you want to pick another question, or is there more?
I'm gonna pick another question. All right. This says earthquake and Mother Earth.
So the question regarding that is, do you feel like the earthquakes that are happening now are from Mother Earth or man-made in order to spread fear? What do you think? Or what can you tell us?
The early one's man-made.
Which one?
The early ones.
What's early ones mean? Like when?
The ones right now that are happening kind of like right now are man-made. But so all the ones so all the earthquakes until September are man-made.
Okay.
And the ones after that are just Mother Earth.
Okay, so what about a combination of? Because one of the people I work with had said that they had actually gone to a certain place to help with a recent earthquake and to help minimize some of the trauma that was going to be felt from people losing people. And that one, as I understand it, was Mother Earth expanding and moving. And so
only like one earthquake, like out of 3, will be from Mother Earth.
Okay, that makes more sense to me. Only because I know about this particular, and I won't mention any places or any particular ones, but okay. So, and how do we, again, I'm always going to ask, how do we empower people to deal with this kind of news or information or whatever? How would you say would be a good way to keep ourselves calm when we hear news like that and we fear in any way? What would you say? How would you empower somebody? What would you tell somebody in order to stay?
I mean, I told them a solution. So if you want to get ready for this, for these earthquakes, maybe like contact your God and it just explain a lot out about that.
Okay.
And another option is to try to stay around someone or something that like you really like or you love or stuff. Like, let's say if you have a pet, like a cat, you would go to that cat and spend time with them. If um go to someone or something that you enjoy being with to get ready for this.
That makes sense because then you're going in your heart space with love, not fear. I love that. That is beautiful. Okay. Do you want to pull
Yeah.
another question? So far, so good. I think we're rolling pretty
So
well.
after this, I'll get one more, and then we'll talk about dragons.
Okay.
All right. Dragon speak.
Oh, how did
What?
you? All right, let me just say one thing to the people. I tried to respond to two of the comments, and I apologize. All it would let me do is put hearts on it. So I'm trying to figure out if there's a setting or something why I can't respond. So I'm working on that because there's two of you guys that I wanted to. I did write like 7 times to one of them, and it wouldn't take it. So I'm gonna keep trying, but I do appreciate your comments and okay, let's do the dragon speak.
All right. Like you mean talk about dragons?
That's it.
All
You
right.
can go.
I mean, there is a dragon language, so I
Nice.
may do that at
Ooh.
the end.
Oh, I would love to
At
have.
this,
Wow, that would be so cool. Okay,
yeah, at the
anything?
end of this video.
Okay, so anything that you want to discuss with the dragons, go for it.
First thing, there are. This is like a dragon fact, so these are gonna be facts about dragons.
Should I have them get a paper and pencil and write them down?
Sure.
There'll be a test on it at the end. Just kidding. Go ahead.
So, I'm gonna get like maybe 5 or 3 dragon facts, and then we can go into some like really important stuff that will happen in the future about dragons. The first
Ooh,
thing
okay.
that there are more than 2,000 dragon species, and the most popular or the most dragons are this. It's called the redwood rabbit dragon.
Wow. Redwood.
Dragon. So
Wow.
redwood rabbit dragon.
Okay, I'm sorry. I messed that up. Okay, gotcha.
And so the next thing is that um lots of dragons don't actually repopulate. So all they do, and by the way, they never die. There's no way on of them disappearing.
Wow.
Literally, they get formed by more than 1,000 stars coming together to form a shape of a dragon, and a dragon is born.
Oh my
And
God.
that's how all the species are made. Because
That's
because different forms of stars are made, which makes new species.
oh, that's really nifty. Wow. And so they have all different kind of physical attributes, or at least when we see them, I shouldn't even say that. What do I know? Sometimes we see them with the horns on top, sometimes we see them smooth. I mean, do they present that way, or are they strictly spirit?
You can see the spear as their species.
So you can literally see like the physical aspects of them, kind of like.
Yeah, like let's say for the redwood rabbit dragon. So redwood rabbits have big ears, like really big ears.
Okay.
And they're the color, so their wings are like they look like wood, and their whole body looks like just red.
Okay. Yeah, redwood. Yeah, that makes sense.
So they get
Yeah.
the rabbit because they have big ears. They have
Mhm.
red because their body's red,
Mhm.
and it has wood because their wings look like wood.
Mhm. I'm getting all these stars on me. These are from our little star maker, but it looks funny when I have too much light on. Anyways, okay, go ahead. So I'm sorry.
All right. So the last one is that the mythical, like the real gods used to call them like trillions of years ago. The gods, well, the now gods used I'm used to call them air gods because they like live in the air and stuff.
Okay.
Okay, and so now we're going to come into the important thing that in this, okay, let me see. Oh wait, one more fact. Baby dragons actually look kind of humanoid.
Wow.
So they look humanoid by they're really little and their tails are about this big, only this big, and their bodies are only this big.
So kind of like when we see a human embryo kind of wrapped up in a little egg-shaped thing, you see the body. I think a lot of newborn things kind of look.
And by the way, the average size for a dragon is the size of an average like house, or their height is 50 meters. And their length is 70 meters.
Wow.
And so this important thing is that dragons at this time when the earth all these earthquakes and fires happen, dragons will be actually giving us energy to help us through this like place, and there will be dragon guardians to guard like usually groups of people. Usually these groups are in 50 or 100, and these people will be shielded from any kind of harm from negative entities and a lot of other stuff in the universe.
Wow.
Because dragons are actually the most powerful kind of god, and if you could be the most powerful kind of like soul, you would be a dragon because dragons basically they control all kinds of energy, including negative and light.
Oh.
And in the middle, so they are really good guardians.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, there's some good information when you are hearing things about destruction and whatever. Don't fear. Go inside. I always say go to Creator Source first and get your comfort there. But I always want to know a lot about what else is out there. So there you have it. There's some more information for you.
All right, so I guess we'll just keep on with the videos, maybe two more because I just talked about the dragons. So we don't.
Why don't you do? Can you do a little dragon speak? A little bit.
I want to do it at the end of the video.
Okay.
So maybe like two more questions from the bowl.
Okay.
And then dragon speak and end the video.
Listen, I did have a little something I didn't put in the bowl.
What?
Remember we talked about, I don't know if you want to talk about it or not, but how about we're sort of live between us. Remember we talked about we started watching Harry Potter and he's never seen Harry Potter before.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. Yes. And one of the things that he really had a lot to say about.
Oh wait, I think I know what you're gonna talk about.
Go ahead.
The mentors.
Yeah. Yeah. So we watched it one night and one of the episodes had these negative entities that literally like pulled the faces off or tried to off the humans. And before we went to bed, oh my God, he had a lot to say about that. You want to talk about that?
I think we have to do it later in the video because we didn't talk about the negative entities yet, and I don't think we're ready for it yet.
Okay.
All right. So we will be talking about it in future videos. And maybe if you think you're ready for it, you can type in you can write in the comments like I'm ready, and then you can keep going into the like deeper stuff.
Okay, because he's been wanting to for a long time. Just talk candidly about the negative stuff, and I've been the one kind of going, I don't know if we're ready for that yet, because he's not. He knows it all, and okay, we shouldn't say it like that, but he knows enough that would scare most people. But he knows the system. He understands the universe, so he's not afraid of it. But anyways,
All right. So next question in the bowl. And over overriding toxin in
food.
okay.
So anything that you can offer as far as, I mean, yeah, go ahead.
All right, so anything that will let's say like if you let's say if you eat a toxic food.
Yeah, a lot of them are right now. That's why I say that. A lot of the
Yeah.
commercial foods are full of stuff.
Let's say you eat a lot of these. Like let's say this would probably be crazy. You eat like 5 of the same commercial food in one day.
Mm-hmm. And it's got like, yeah, and it might be full of GMOs, pesticides, fake colors, titanium oxide, all these different, let's just throw them out there. Okay, so what would you recommend or what would you suggest that we do to not have that affect our bodies negatively?
All right, so I see that again. So we can just talk to ourselves and say we can talk to our body. So we just need to close our eyes and say in our mind, I want to clear all toxins, and then your body will kind of remember this. So before you do this, remember this: your body will stop doing anything else. So you can still move, but like it won't. It will stop digesting food and work on taking away those toxins and getting them out of your body.
Okay, and that makes sense because when you set an intention, the energy follows that intention. So it's almost like when you go to eat something and if you forget, you can say, this is for my highest and best good. So you're sending the intention into the food, just like Emoto with the water. When you talk to the water and tell the water what you want. If you say, I love you, then the water goes in and it's a beautiful crystal form and you are water. So along that line, that's beautiful.
All right, and the last one on the dragon language. And then the end. All right, so wait, this is okay.
Those are your questions too.
Planets.
Yes, you get to pick whatever planet you want to talk about.
All right, I want
to. I wrote on both sides.
Okay.
Of that one, yeah.
All right, so planets. I'm going to talk about why planets are made.
Okay.
So the reason planets are made. So when the universe were being made, the like the people making it or the beings making it were like, we don't have enough space in here. We need to make like things that can hold billions. And then they made planets.
Billions
of like other beings and stuff.
Thank you.
And so then they made planets and they made planets for lots of different kinds of beings, and that's how we have all our planets. Like some will be set for, let's say they're putting a being that doesn't need food. Mm-hmm. They'll put a planet with lots of water but no food. Mm-hmm. And let's say it's a being that like can't live out if they don't drink like 50 lots of water and lots of food in a day, they will die. They would put a huge planet and put lots of water and lots of food sources.
All right, let me throw this out to you. I don't know. A lot of people always talk about Mars. What's going on Mars? Is there anything going on Mars?
Yes.
All right, go in and tell me.
There are lots of things that are as small as insects. There are trillions of these. There are more of these than there are humans, but they're all so small that we can't see them. Mm-hmm. And they live like kind of in Mars. So they would make these little tiny holes about their size, and they would sleep in them. They would get water from like kind of like rocks or whatever Mars is made of.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that's how they get water and how they get food. They feed the rocks on Mars. So what they do is they like nibble on the rocks. It goes in their body, and their body kind of breaks it down so much. And by the way, they have 20 rows of teeth, and each row of teeth has 200 teeth.
Wow.
To crush these, and when it goes in their body, the crushed rocks will become something that they can eat, and then they would eat it. Wow. So they eat rocks.
Wow. No, I'm saying, like, what's the human interest in Mars? Why is there human interest in Mars?
Because these insects, it's because literally we are made to like the smell of these insects. So they have a certain smell, and we are made kind of like having a.
All right, I want you to just take a minute, go inside, and talk about, is there humanized colonies over there? What's going on from the human aspect? Just go inside and ask.
Like, what do you mean from the human aspect?
Are there humans on Mars? Have people gone to Mars?
No. No.
Really? Yeah, they keep telling us there are. They keep telling us there's such a big rush to get to Mars.
I mean, humans really do want to get to Mars.
But they haven't been yet.
Yeah.
So everything we hear in the media just is propaganda?
Yeah.
Okay. And why would that be? Why would we want to be teased with going to Mars or whatever? Like, what's the big deal with Mars?
It's so they can try to prove to us to say, oh, there's nothing on Mars. So it's so they can hide what's really on Mars and what's on the other planets. So they say that they landed there and they don't see anything. It's so they can convince us, like, they can say, we landed on, let's say, Pluto somehow, and we saw that there's no life forms and there's only some little rocks, and that's all. Well, there could be like 20 species or something.
Oh, so they're afraid we're going to find out stuff.
Yeah.
But they don't want us to know.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's about everything in the world, right? Our history, everything. Yeah. My fascination is with Tartaria and the giants, but that's just me. Okay, so what's next?
Okay, now I'm gonna do dragon language.
Okay.
Alright. I bandiaga tunkia patantia palaya boya zanzam boy slampaya da lampointian kong kong ian young aniyakian boindia. And that translates into in dragon language, there's no reason to be scared at times, and there's no reason to be scared as a being, as you are made of light, and all beings are. There is no reason to think that you are not just like a god, because you all have the potential, and you have the light as a god, like as much light as a god.
Wow, that is super powerful coming from the dragon realm, which, as you say, is one of the most powerful energy sources. Wow. So coming from them, thank you very much. So we have to work up into our full potential, which is absolute unconditional love. And with that, we can do anything that we want. That is our power. That I think is our number one power. What else?
That's gonna be the end of the video.
All right.
All right.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us. And any other questions and stuff, leave the comments. I'll have to figure out why I can't write back, but I don't know. I'll keep working on it. But thank you guys for sending in the comments that you have. And I'll still put a heart next to it, but I'm going to still try to respond personally to each one. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. And I guess that's it, right? Over and out.
Bye. And remember, if you think you're ready for the kind of negative stuff, remember, type "I'm ready" and we'll know that you guys think you guys are ready for the deeper stuff.
Oh, and what's the other thing you always say now?
Um, if so, subscribe if you think you would like our videos, and share if you think any of your friends would like it.
All right, perfect. There, I couldn't have said it better. All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining us and sending love to all. Take care. Bye.